Since Partnership Network events have engaged with Action Coach, we've broken every record. We've had the best months for sales, we've had the best months for delegate sales, we've had the best months for producing events, we've delivered our best events. And there's no coincidence that since we've been coached as a business, since I've been coached personally, we've improved in every aspect. The business life was a bit stressful because we didn't have the clear vision, we didn't understand how money was flowing, we didn't understand the basic necessities to running a business. When I started the business, I was just 24 years old, and I didn't have the skill set and the knowledge that one would expect to be running a business. So I had to engage with someone that could support and mentor me and develop me into a business leader. So I think the thing that sold Action Coach to me was just really some of the questions that were asked about my business that I should have known about. You know, what were my plans? Where was the business at financially? What was the standardized processes that we were working towards? And I couldn't honestly answer any of those questions without either winging it or just not having an answer at all. So it was really a case where I knew that I should have known the answer to those questions, but I didn't. And that was the thing that sold Action Coach for me. I think the changes that we saw were almost instant because some of the initial things we do was around financial mastery and understanding the finances of the business, implementing simple things like a cash flow forecast, looking at our profit and loss more, understanding the profit and loss. We're an events company, so understanding the profit and loss for each event and the expenditure spent versus what the event turned over, and so we could understand our margins in each event. So financially, instantly, just clarity on what we was doing. So when I first started with Action Coach, we had about 6 team members, and we're now up to 12. Since I've engaged with Dean at Action Coach, my turnover has increased by over 270%, but more importantly, my profits have increased by over 1,000%. In terms of how I've changed in my personal life though, I think that we were a startup business when we first engaged with Action Coach, so we'd only been established for just over a year. We are now just starting our 3rd year, so I've been coached for about 12 months now. I would say probably in the last 6 months, my life is definitely changing financially, becoming more positive. I've moved into a much bigger house, I've got more time with my family, I've been on nicer holidays. So the changes that have all come from Action Coach can only be described as positive. For any business owner that's really now considering taking on an Action Coach, my advice would be to do it. My business, since I've engaged with Action Coach, is completely unrecognisable. The processes, the resource, the way that Action Coach works really does lend itself to growing your business, and they have proven that time and time again.